Hey everyone, it's Erin from erinbunpaints. Welcome back to another acrylic painting tutorial. Today I'll be teaching you step by step how to recreate the beautiful painting beside me. It's called Seasons of Change. Today I'll be using my 5 usual paint colors. So we have red, yellow, phthalo blue, black, and white. And then the brushes I use are my usual 3. I have the large flat brush, I have the medium round brush, and I have the small round brush. As usual, this footage was taken from a recent live stream of mine. If you want to tune in live next time to paint right along with me and all the other viewers online, then you've got 2 options. You can check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/erinbunpaints. That's where I stream both the acrylic painting tutorials like this one, as well as everyday painting content throughout the week. Or you can check me out on Facebook at facebook.com/erinbunpaints. That's where I stream just the step-by-step acrylic painting tutorials through Facebook Live. Otherwise, if you're looking for an easy way to see all of my past tutorial designs, you can check them all out on Instagram at instagram.com/erinbunpaints. And if you're looking for any of my past tutorials, they're all right here on YouTube. I'd recommend subscribing if you want to be notified the next time a tutorial is posted. All right, time to paint. Enjoy the tutorial. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to separate the panels. So I'm going to refer to these as panels, okay? We have the spring, summer, fall, and winter panel. They're kind of just like, you know, quite literal panels, so that's what I'll refer to them as. So what we do first, everybody, is we look at the background and we're going to do all of these nice gradients in the panels. So in the first one, spring, I chose a nice teal, which kind of goes down to a white. For summer, we do blue to light blue. For fall, we do kind of this orangey peach color down to yellow, and then winter we do kind of a medium to light purple. So what I like to do first is separate the canvas into 4 sections or panels. I do that by doing a straight line like this in the middle, and then we're separating those 2 pieces into 2 more, so we have 4 total. You can use really any light color for this. I'm going to use, I think I used a light yellow. Honestly, it could have been something different, but that's the whole point. It could be a variety of different things and it'll work out fine. As long as it's a very light color that you're using, you can easily cover it up. The brush I will use, it really doesn't matter, but I think I'll just use the medium round brush. So let's start with that. Just trying to move this back for the lighting. I'll see if this lighting changes a bit. Just webcam things, you know, it's trying to do its lighting thing. Alright, so let's mix together a light yellow. So I'm going to pour lots of white, and I'm going to pour just a little bit of yellow, and then I'll mix them just like that too. I'll use lots of white, tiny bit of yellow to mix. So again, any pastel color will do for this step, but I'm going to choose a nice light yellow. And I am using the medium round brush. Windows of seasons, shifting seasons. Thank you, Tanya. Ah, you're back. Yes, Susan. Hello, welcome in. Can I mix phthalo blue Dolce? It's a color that you can't really mix. It's just kind of like a bright blue. But you can just use any blue. It's totally fine if you don't have phthalo, so don't worry too much. So again, I'm mixing lots of white, little bit of yellow. It's kind of like a very buttery yellow, so it's easy to cover because we don't want to see the yellow stripes. It's just going to be to help us plan things out. Yeah, it's okay, Dolce. You'll be fine. You can use any blue. Seasons of cheers. I like that, Cheryl. Cheers in all the seasons. So again, first step is doing a vertical line as close to the middle as possible. So just excuse me here while I try and find my middle. It's a lot easier for me to look straight on and do that. And just roughly, we don't need exact. Please don't feel pressure to pull out your measuring tapes, etc. It's just roughly the middle. You can barely see that, but that's the point. We want it to be very faint as long as you can see yours. That's really the whole point there. This is just to help guide us with our panel sizes. And of course, they don't have to be perfectly straight lines. We will be straightening things out and altering it as we go. You can barely see those, and again, that's the point there. You can kind of see, if I shine in the light maybe, some yellow, but again, 1 down the middle, and then 1 in between each of those sections. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 total. Lori, Wi-Fi's acting up. No worries, going to have to paint us tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry it didn't work out, but that's okay. Yeah, have a great night. You too, Lori. I'll see you soon, I'm sure. Make it extra exact. Got it. pull out measuring tape. Got it. Sleeps, what's up? I heard a rumor my favorite Platoon review streamer is a serious art student and now came to check. Get out of here. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, Sleeps, but I actually changed my name to Poutine Reviews on Twitter as a joke. But welcome in. Yeah, we're doing some art. And yes, Karen. Karen, it is accessible later, immediately on Facebook and Twitch, and then later on YouTube. Ivana Evanova, excuse me, what is your Twitch link? Twitch is... I'll do it here. Again, just erinbunpaints at the end of the twitch.tv link. I just posted it so you can easily click it, but Twitch is another just live streaming platform you can check out if you wish. Usually it's a little more consistent quality-wise, but wherever you're comfortable is fine. So if anyone is having troubles on Facebook, again, this seems to be a consistent issue now that Facebook streaming is a little more jittery sometimes. You can check me out on Twitch. I'm here right now as well. It's a little more consistent, smoother, etc. Twitch.tv/erinbunpaints. The link is now in the comments there. Oh my god, you did Queen. Yeah, go check it out. Again, erinbunpaints on Twitter. I'm there now. There should... Oh, on the panels. I haven't gotten to that. It's in the in there though, if you want to click it there. Yeah, I haven't made a little panel header for that yet, but I'll get to it. Don't you worry. It's all in the socials command though, if you want to check it out. Oh, Sharon, that's okay. I'm just playing. Sharon did get her ruler out, and that's fine. That's fine. Okay, yeah, whatever makes you more comfortable. It's all good. So let's start with the spring panel. So spring, as I described, is a nice teal, and we're going to blend down into white. So I'm going to be honest, guys, when I was creating this painting, I started with something, it didn't work out. I actually started over. And it was because I was trying to strategize on how to make these panels appear kind of blended without muddying it up. And at first I was blending everything and it was getting very muddy. And it just shows you like mistakes happen and things need to change sometimes, and that's okay. And what I settled on to kind of get the look I wanted was creating all of the blending in a panel first. And then what I did is I used white to soften. And then I went back and I did a new panel with the blending here. And then I added white to soften. So the white's kind of like, I think I've described this as the buffer zone before, right? It's like buffering between two zones that we might not want to blend. These two blend fine. These didn't. Or these didn't, rather. Anyway, point is, that's my strategy, just so everybody knows. We'll be working a little bit quick today because we want to make sure we're doing wet on wet blending all the way down. And then we want this white to be pretty wet on wet blending as well, so it's a nice soft in between. Okay, so just so you know, that's going to be a little quicker, but still not totally quick, I hope. Lol, thanks so much for the follow. Welcome in. Lol Maroon, welcome in. So for all of this, you can use one of two brushes. I will be using the large brush myself, so the large flat brush. If you want to use a medium round brush just for a little more control, that's totally fine too. Both of them will work. I'm going to whip out the large flat brush. And the color we're mixing is this beautiful teal color. So I have three paint colors we're going to mix together. We have white. You can throw some blue in there to begin with. So let's start with that. Blue and white. I would say mostly white with just a little bit of blue. So it's kind of like a bright sky blue, let's call it that. It's not super light or super dark, it's kind of in between. Eureka, that would be a great idea. She says, my canvas is smaller than yours. Is it okay if I put two canvases together? Yes, I love when paintings kind of split up into two canvases. I think that would be a super cool look. Do it. I would recommend it. All right, so we've got this kind of sky blue, this bright blue. To make it more teal, you're just going to add a little bit of yellow to it. So just a little corner of my brush into the yellow, mix it on top. And you can alter. Already I'm noticing my teal's pretty dark. I'm going to throw more white in there until I have the shade that I'm looking for. And the shade you're looking for can match mine. It can be a little bit different, and that's okay. It's as long as you like it. So you can see I'm just going between those three colors there, just adding until I get more of this bright teal that I'm looking for. I'll just kind of show you there. You can see it a little easier. That's pretty close to what I had there. It's like a bluish mint almost. I don't know. There's lots of different names for colors, but we're going to try that one. Thank you, Grokia. I had to do that one for you. and everybody, really. I think it's a funny one. All right. Just checking, what color did you use for the lines? I did a light yellow, but any light, very light color will work, Sherry. If it's a light pink, light blue, whatever. All right, here we go. So again, I'm going to go a little speedy with this. Not super quick, but just kind of warning you here. So what I'm doing first is I'm wiping this left and right, back and forth. I am trying to be kind of clean here. I don't want it to be totally messy. I don't want to say go wild with it, but if you have a couple strokes kind of going over like this, that's okay. But I am wiping back and forth with this color along this top area here. I'm going to do this till about halfway down, so about to here. Okay, so just wiping left, right, back and forth. And if it helps for you to use an up and down stroke for this part here, totally go for it. You can always kind of wipe back and forth to help with the consistency after. I like to do my best to use the same brush stroke the whole way so that you can see all the brush strokes cohesively going either left and right or up and down. So if it means that you have to go on top, you know, and kind of fix things up, then that's fine. So that went a little lower than half, that's okay. Around halfway. You can see we're not exact here. We're not exact. Sherry, you're very welcome. Hype, hype, hype. But yeah, Sleeps, if you're interested, you could check out that Twitter. It's gonna stay up for a little bit there. I'm a poutine reviewer now, apparently. And yeah, Groke, I was saying to somebody else, I've used the same profile picture everywhere, and I was like, if there's one spot that I'm gonna use something kind of a little more funny, relevant to what I'm doing, it's gonna be Twitter. So that might change too. When I did my last season's painting, I definitely measured. Yeah, if it helps you, that's fine. I don't want to say like, don't measure, it's not allowed, but I just don't want people to feel pressure to like get things exact if it's not their vibe. But I relate, I'm more of the A-type personality, so it's kind of hard for me not to measure as well. All right, so I mentioned we'd go a little quick here. We want to make sure we're moving on before this dries, so I'm going to go right into the next step here. I've got my large flat brush. I'm washing it off. And I'm going to grab some plain white, which is dripping off as I do that. Plain white. I'm going to actually start right around here so that I'm purposely trying to mix the white into a little bit of teal. And I'm going to continue to blend down. So you can see what's happened is I've kind of softened up the harsh edge which existed before with just the teal. And I'm bringing it down further, further, further. And it's turning into a nice light teal. So again, I used plain white. I purposely moved it into the teal so that it mixed a little bit and then started to bring it down. You see I was going kind of up and down, and now it looks more like a gradient. And I'm going to wash off my brush one more time. I'm going to grab a little extra white on there. And I'm just going to finish off the blending by adding some plain white and bringing it down. If a little bit of teal happens to get in there, that's totally fine. The point of this is just making sure we have somewhat of a gradient. If you like the look of my original, we have a bunch of gradients in our panels, so I'm just trying to go from dark to light in any way I like. Again, it could mean that you end with a light teal or just a lighter teal, but I kind of end with more of a white and start with more of a medium teal up here. So we got that one all set. I'll give you a quick minute or two if you're still blending, and then I'll teach you how to soften up the middle here. The inevitable question has popped up. Bear says, what are you using for a palette? Well, Bear, I'll tell you. This is the Volcano plate. Nice to meet ya. This is a plate I've been using. It's a paper plate that I've been using for about 5 years. I stack paint on paint on paint on paint, and it's turned into a giant volcano. And I call it a volcano because of the shape, obviously, and also more so because the paint kind of runs down it like lava now. It goes so. This is it. I don't recommend it in terms of a convenient palette, efficient palette. It is more just a fun little thing that I've created. So this is the volcano plate. Hype, hype, hype in Twitch chat. I see it. There it is. Ooh, chicken noodle. OCD at its finest. I know, I can relate. Poutine is amazing, right? Yeah, Anna, I'm on Twitter now. If you want to see my Twitter name, it says Erin Bun Poutine Reviews because I was reviewing poutine the other Friday. Blending. Well, thank you for calling me fine. Wait, I called you fine? Where? When did I do that? You're a fine being, I'm sure. We talk about poutine. No, we're not. We're not going to do this again. It's not going to be a constant conversation topic. That squeak you can feel in your soul. It's true. I keeled over with it. That needs to go in a meat slicer. Oh! Reading my knee. Oh, right! I see the connection. You're so smart. I can relate, OCD. Exactly. At its finest. I see what you're saying. You're not even talking to me. You're talking to Brittany there. Unfortunate Wonderland. That's funny. Yeah, I always call you OCD. Almost went to drive to Ottawa to get curds from... Oh my gosh. What a drive, dude. Imagine. What a fun road trip, though. Good goal for the road trip. Erin, my daughter said hi to you. Hello! Maybe you should paint your volcano plate. Like in a painting? Maybe. I know your daughter still wants me to slice it. And listen, more people want me to slice it, so it might happen. We'll see, we'll see. Okay. So again, we want to move a little quick just to make sure this is still wet. So we're going to go one more step and then we can move on to the next panel. So next step is just blending out the side. So again, this white buffer zone, this white fade in here. So for this, I'm definitely switching to a medium round brush just for a little more control. Okay, so I've washed it off in case it was dirty. Going to grab some white paint on that brush. And I'm going to be wiping up and down this time, just right where the panel ends. So right where you had that yellow line or whatever color you chose, you'll be now using white to fade out anything that may have spilled over. Okay, ready? So wiping up and down, your brush will probably catch some teal here and there, and if that happens and it gets a little messy, see how I brought it down? All you need to do is just be patient. You can wash it off, grab a little more white, go again. So you might need to do that a couple times depending on how much teal is hanging right around the edge there. But as you keep going, it'll start to fade out more and more. So I'm going to wash out again, grab, oops, a little more white, and do it again here. And really you're just focused on the left-hand side, right? The right-hand side, it should just be white into the white canvas so you're not worried about it. If you need to bring more white in to help cover up anything, you can do that. And again, the only thing that kind of starts to happen is sometimes as you go up and down, you bring the teal down. And you shouldn't really see teal here because it's now white or light teal. So you can just keep adding white as you need and blending that away as you need. Even if it helps you to kind of go left and right a bit, just to fade out some things or match the color, that's totally fine as well. And I needed to remind myself, so I'll remind you guys, when I was painting this painting, I was getting quite frustrated with how, you know, somewhat messy things were looking. I wanted it so perfectly smooth and faded. And someone gave me my own advice. They said, hey Erin, it's gonna be the background. You don't really need to worry about it. And I said, you're right. So if you have little things that are a little inconsistent here and there, just remember that. It's just your background. This is just the nice little, you know, not the main focus of your painting. So if things are a little off, that's okay. I'm sure you won't be looking at it too much anyway. It's more the foreground that we want to do. So just think of it that way. If anything's troubling you a little bit or even just a one small section, just don't worry about it. Grab a little more white, keep washing off your brush, blending up and down. It's funny how sometimes I forget my own advice. There we go. So you can see it's a little more faded. It might look a little streaky here and there, but our next panel will help cover that up. I'm mainly just looking for a nice straight edge and a faded edge. So take your time on that, guys. You can now take your time. I'll give a couple minutes if you need. I'll watch what you're saying though. If you guys need me to speed up, slow down, you can let me know. I just need to experience the squeaks. I'll mail you some. Remember, I'm gonna start a business where I mail out some Canadian foods to everybody. I'll just mail some curds, you know? Stick them in a little envelope. You can squish them between your teeth and feel the squeak, you know? Buy Wisconsin curds, you'll feel the squeak. Excellent. Deep fry the curds. Todd, I really want to try that. You done your mountain! And I redid my signature so it fit on the can. Excellent, Brittany. And it sounds like you're pumped about your mountain, so that's great. All it took was just a second try. Amazing. I remember finding decent curds in Colorado while there. Really? Heckin' paint. That's a cute one. Subly, welcome in. Nice to see you. Hello. All the welcomes for Subly. Fresh squeaky curds are the best. They are. The fresh ones, though. I got some good squeaks in my poutine the other day, so it was very nice. Burb's here. Yes, Complete Brad, Barb. If you ever overnight me fresh curds, I'll film y'all a squeak video 100%. Do we want to see it? Are you going to eat the camera too? Like that dude did? Oh. I would do it. I would totally do it for the content though. Mignon, hi, watching from Philadelphia. Good day, Miss Erin. Good day to you. Yes, that would be cool. Andrew, I'm still thinking about it. I'm trying to plan a thing with it, so we'll see. We'll see. Guys, I'll give you another minute just in case you're working on the blending, and we'll move on to the next panel very soon. 1 more minute, as I said. I'll put a what mic into my mouth? Lavalier? Is that a brand? I don't know. I'm not into the tech stuff. The streaming equipment stuff. I learned what Blue Yetis were like 2 months ago. But do it, sure, yeah, for sure. Get yourself a dang quesadilla. Hi, just in time. Welcome in. How are you? Yeah, you are just in time. We just did our first little panel of our season's painting. Hope you're well. Listen, yeah, LMAO. We just watched Napoleon Dynamite last night, so it's fresh in my mind. And I'm probably going to keep saying it anyway, because I usually say that anyway when I see the word quesadilla. 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 Anyway, welcome in. Hope you're good. How are you, though? How'd the other painting go that you were doing before? Amanda, it's not finished, and I'm keeping it a surprise until it's finished, so... You can watch tomorrow, though, Amanda. I'll be working on it tomorrow on Twitch if you want to see me continue, but otherwise I'll be posting it as an event soon after, so don't worry. I always said it, though. I was saying it, I swear, for weeks, especially when Casey Dilla came in. I was saying, get yourself a dang quesadilla. And I don't know if maybe I stopped saying it because I was worried that people thought I didn't know how to say quesadilla. But anyway, it's okay. Love it. I'm great. How are you? Maybe? It's all typed out funny. I'm good, though. Thank you if that's what you're asking. I never stopped since the first time I saw the movie. Yeah, there's a couple of quotes. The skills one, that's one I always say too. My dad and I say that all the time. You just need some skills. Nunchuck skills. Anyway. I have had a burrito bowl, yes. From Burrito Boys. Love that place. Okay. Just want to show you guys the next step here. So next step, we're working on the summer category. So this is going to be kind of a medium blue. Look at that lighting change. Medium blue to more of a light blue. So the reason I did that instead of blending down to white was just so we get a little bit of a difference down here. So that's my recommendation, sticking for a medium to light blue. So it's a little different. You're not getting this white kind of sprawling two panels here. So I'm going to switch brushes yet again. Back to the large flat brush. And going back to my plate, my nice volcano plate, which is very heavy. It's not easy to throw it like that, by the way. It's like a pizza pie. I'm just like professional now. I'll be mixing some blue and white. I would say mostly white with some blue, but not a teeny bit of blue. We want some blue because it's more of a medium blue. So blue, white. Something like this, just a nice bright medium blue. And it's going to be the same idea. We want to stroke left and right, back and forth. A little carefully. We don't need to be super careful, as I said before, but if you need to kind of go up and down here, we're going to be once again coming about halfway down. And in terms of the left-hand side, we do want to be a little more careful there. We want to be cutting off maybe just before kind of the middle of the panel, because we will be blending that out a second time, because of course the white might be a little bit dry at this point. So you don't need to worry about how it's looking right now. We will spend time blending it after we're done this panel. But for now, we're just trying to keep it nice and clean over there so it's not too troublesome when we blend it. So again, left and right, back and forth. But if you need to go up and down to help with keeping things kind of straight and clean, then go for it. You can see me doing a bit of both, of course. something like that. So again, it's not perfect, but when we blend, it'll help with keeping things a lot straighter, right? So there you go. Had people look at me funny many times. Yeah, I should just accept it at this point, James. Quesadilla. Oh, you do? Ooh, Brittany. Want to borrow some skill. I never say that. I just say need skills. Rachel, greetings from Vancouver Island. Welcome in. One of my favorite places. Hope I can watch a replay. You can. Watching while hubby is driving. No worries. Oh, nice passenger seat. Viewing. Wow, cool. Yes, it'll always be available afterwards immediately on Facebook. If it ever disappears from Facebook, it's because it's on YouTube. The YouTube link is pinned in this chat if you want to check it out, but it's just erinbunpaints on YouTube, just like it is on Facebook. So no worries. Always, always. All right, so again, working a little quick here. We want to make sure this doesn't dry up on us. We can now mix a nice light blue on our plate. I gotta pour yet again more white. Lots of white in this painting, everybody, for those wondering about how much paint. We constantly use white. So I'm making now a nice light blue. Oh, I see a quick good night from Canna. Good night, Canna. Thanks for popping in. Nice to see you. And same thing, what I'm doing is I'm going to start by brushing it kind of near that blue that we had. I'll brush it into the blue to help blend it. So back and forth, left and right. Like this. So we have a nice smooth transition. And then you can keep grabbing your light blue and just keep bringing it down. Again, if you need to do vertical strokes to help with cleanliness, go for it. I think it's good to almost start with that and then you can just go in between like this. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, all the way, all the way. So you can see I just kind of move into the other color, oops, and eventually it just all blends together pretty seamlessly. There might be some brush strokes here and there, but not enough to make me upset. It's still a nice transition all the way down. Okay, I'll give you a quick minute and then we want to blend that out before it dries once again. And again, it was really nice to create this on Twitch because again, this was a really good showcase of the fact that sometimes paintings don't work out, and that's okay. I literally started on a brand new canvas. For those who are watching, they know I was getting a little frustrated with things. Things weren't working out the way I wanted, but it was important to just keep going. And because I kept going, I came up with this design, so it all worked out. Hiva, hello from Lebanon. Hello, welcome in. Deanna, sprinkled live from North Carolina. Sprinkled? Maybe that was a typo, but I like sprinkled anyway. I will have to watch the replay. No worries. Hope you're having a blessed evening. You too, Deanna. Thanks, I'll watch. No worries, Rachel, always. Yeah, and that goes for all the tutorials. There's no reason I'll ever not upload them or keep them up. I don't think. Alright, missing a lot on Twitch here. Listen to another story about Los Gatos. You're doing Davide? There it is. There it is. I knew it. Haha. Yeah, everyone's saying your name, Quesadilla. There you go. Yeah, nice job, Todd. Brittany, James, who is CMG, that one guy, is very interested in your painting. I don't know if you're on our Discord or not, but I'm sure he'd love to see it too on there. My name is Memorable Score. It's quotable too, it's great. Need some shading, light gray or beige. Ooh, depends on your painting. I know you don't know what I'm doing, just a general opinion. Oh, okay. I think beige would be nice. I guess light gray is kind of the standard choice, and that's why I'm saying do a beige instead. I'm just kind of trying to choose something different. Depends on what color you're shading. Yes. Yeah, I think it depends on what you're doing, but if you want just a random opinion, light beige. There you go. Isn't it, Canna? Yeah. Quesadilla, I'm glad you're enjoying. Yeah, if it's white and black, I would say gray for sure. I'll wait for Todd's opinion too, but I think gray then. Context matters for sure. Yeah, so again, Brittany, Unfortunate Wonderland, CMG is like super into spooky type things. He does a lot of like spooky kind of painting, so that would be cool. Here and there. Okay, so going on to the next step again, before this blue dries, we want to do the same thing, just twice now. So we're going to first work on the left-hand side, make sure that's all blended, and then we'll move to the right-hand side, blend that out the exact same way. So I'm using the medium round brush, just making sure it is dry, or not dry, excuse me, clean. Clean and relatively dry would be good, but it never needs to be totally dry. I grabbed a little bit of white, not some yellow, just white. And I'm going to move that up and down carefully. Again, just my goal is to kind of fade it out. It doesn't need to be a perfect blend. It's just kind of fading out into the middle. So I mean, in the middle, guys, you don't need a white strip. If anything, my goal was to make it so it was seamless. I didn't want the white in the middle. So if the white happens, that's fine. But if it doesn't happen, that's okay too. Maybe what happens is you kind of fade the light blue into the light teal. Beautiful. It's whatever you want. Again, I was trying to do that and I couldn't. So if you're able to do that, nice. But if it works out more like mine, nice as well. I think both look good. So once again, just being careful, going nice and slow. You can see I'm constantly wiping up and down and then wiping my brush off. That's because it's constantly picking up this very pigmented blue. And so just washing it off, grabbing a tiny bit more white, and then wiping up and down helps with keeping that nice and clean. Whoops, see, I grabbed some blue by accident there, it dragged down. Just wipe it off, grab some white, go back on top. That's all you need, just some patience for this one for sure. And not a lot of paint too. I'll just kind of point out that every time I grab more white, I'm just grabbing a tiny bit on my tip. I don't want to keep adding a lot of white or else it's going to get a little bit messy, right? It'll just be a lot of paint to move around. So I think I'm good with that. I'm just going to stop there. If there's anything that's kind of poking out here in the middle, you can always wait for that to dry to fix up later. Sometimes it's a little easier to wait until things are dry. So I'm just doing the same thing on the other side now, up and down with the white. And it is almost nice, honestly, if the paint is like kind of sticky rather than fresh. So that's why I am waiting a minute or two, not just to give you more time to work on your panel, but it also allows the paint to just sticky up a little bit so it's not quite as movable. So hopefully you understand what I mean by that. It just kind of sticks around a little bit, but still allows for some blending as you go down. Same thing, up and down, just trying to fade out the edge. I think I'll do a little more fresh white and then just blending up and down. That's good for me. There's a little bit of a bumpy there. Let's see if I can fix that. It kind of like comes out a little bit, right about there. There. Yes. Let's try and even that out. A little better. Okay, cool. And again, I'll repeat, it's the background. If it's a little off here and there, that's okay. And I'm saying because I needed to remind myself about that too when I was making it, so. Thank you, finished watching the replay. No worries, Sheila. Deanna, sorry, sprinkled means share on. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, no, I had no idea. I was like, I love the term sprinkled anyway. Sprinkled live from California. Shared. Okay, very cool. Oh my gosh, I want to use that more. Sprinkled. Share. Something about Facebook doesn't like them saying share. Oh, really? That's bizarre, Deanna. I've never heard that. Sprinkled from, oh my gosh. Sprinkled live. Okay, cool. I want to use that. Just sprinkled such a nice fun word, you know? Let's sprinkle some more stuff for sure. That's funny. Hi, Deanne. Welcome in. Sprinkled live. That's great. I was like, that must be a typo, but it wasn't. Ah. Oh, I'm letting you guys chat on about your spooky paintings. Yeah, no worries, quesadilla, I understand. Sometimes just watching is fun too, but if you ever get your art stuff together, do it. Yeah, what would be a solution if she's not on Discord? Because I know you share them on Facebook, but that's usually through a private message. I mean, if you want to give me permission, I'm happy to pass it along to James against CMG, that one guy. If you ever send it to me, Brittany, I'm happy to do that for you. Otherwise, yeah, whatever works for you too. It is a 16 by 20, yes, Amanda. Oh, there you go. Okay, so yeah, so Brittany usually posts on the Facebook events. So James, if you go to, I assume on the Mountain, yeah? Mountain and Triangle, the Facebook event. Yeah, so if you want to post it to a Facebook event, I could always direct James there if he's curious. I can go through that, can I? Yeah, 1 second. Can relate. Yep. Thank you, Master. Welcome in. Master Chief, right? Welcome in. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'll try and direct you, James, if you have trouble. Todd, were we talking about Age of Empires 2 the other day, or was that with someone else? I was just freaking out about Age of Empires 2 as well. There's a few streamers I was talking about and talking to, I think. Oh, who raided me? That's what happened. One of them raided me. Yeah, Rula, you could totally use masking tape. I'll give everyone a minute or two more if you're still blending. No worries, Barb. Don't worry. Oh, scary. Stay safe, Barb. Hope everything's good. No worries, Lisa, as well. It's going to be a gift. Oh, very nice. Okay, yeah, please enjoy, Lisa and Barb, whenever you're able to. No rush. And then Canna, for recommended things to buy to practice acrylic painting, pretty much the things I'm using are a good start. 5 colors is all you really need. Red, yellow, blue, black, and white. Because those are the 3 primaries, so the primaries can make any color, plus black and white are good for shades. A couple different brushes, like 3 different kinds probably, a large, medium, and flat are good. And a canvas, of course, or just paper if you want. You can practice on paper, move up to canvases when you're ready. And that's really all you need. You don't need a lot, yeah. But yeah, how are you, Master Chief? Nice to see you in here. I'm doing an acrylic painting tutorial right now, just so you know. And everyone's painting along with me, so I keep going step by step, and then I chat with the chat a bit, and yeah, that's how it works. Oh, do another pour. Oh my gosh, James, I can't wait. Nice, Todd. Yeah, it's because somebody raided me recently, and they mostly did Age of Empires too, so I started reminiscing about that, but yeah. As Groki said, for sure, for the win. Whatever you like. Yeah, whatever you like, Brittany, that's fine. Just if you're, yeah, if you're cool with me sharing it, it's all good. Oh, sorry, Barb. There's a few Barbs here tonight. Diane, having some internet issues. I'll watch later. No worries, no worries. Not your fault, Diane. Whatever works for you. Yeah, if it's internet, you can't solve it, and that's okay. You can watch when the internet's better on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. All good. Mocap. How's it going, dude? How are you today? Glad you're Brad. Yeah, I'll refer to you as Brad, okay? You did, Master Chief. Ooh. Awesome. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, I do this twice a week. Okay. So if you're ever wanting to tune in on one, Fridays and Sundays are my game, but they're all on YouTube too. So if you want to catch up on anything or see what I've been up to, YouTube is the place to go. youtube.com/erinbunpaints. That would be a good idea, Canna. That's what a lot of people are doing. Yo, Sailor, what's up? You do some art? What do you do? Tell us about it. I'm just in the middle of a tutorial, so I gotta move on to another step, but I will catch up on chat, okay? You too, Master Chief, I am. Yeah. My good, thanks, Mocap. We're in the middle of a tutorial. Welcome in, though. Very exciting, very exciting. All right, everyone, we're moving on to Season 3. Let's look at Season 3 altogether. We have this kind of... I call this more of a peach color. Some might consider it orange, but I call it peach because if you really look at my orange here, it is a little different than the background. And that was on purpose so that my oranges and reds didn't really blend in, right? So we have a peach down to a nice yellow, very buttery yellow, okay? So you can switch brushes yet again, back to the large flat brush. You're right, it's Say, isn't it? I don't know if it's everyone's on Streamlabs, but on Streamlabs I'll let you know. Say, is it right? Say, S-A-I-I. I don't know. When I squint, the eye looks like an L, and I don't know why one doesn't and one does, but it really looks like sail. Why sail, though? Yeah, it's sigh, isn't it? Please correct me if I can say that better, okay? Hope you're well, though. I'm just bad at this. I'm bad at the name thing. Today especially has been terrible for that. Alright, so I'm going to mix a peach, everybody. I've grabbed my large flat brush. I'm mixing together white with a little bit of red and a little bit of yellow, okay? Okay, perfect. No, say I do appreciate it because I'd rather you speak up or else I'm going to say the same thing over and over wrong. So, say art, welcome in. Again, what kind of art do you do? Do you paint? What do you do? If you want to share. If not, that's cool too. If you're here to just watch, it's cool too. Whatever you want. So lots of white, little bit of red, little bit of yellow. That will get you a nice peachy color. Just like that. So it's kind of like, it's almost like a pink, it's almost like a light orange, it's just somewhere in between. Just nice peach. Or what you want, right? Again, that's important, whatever you want as well. And it's going to be the same idea, everybody. We're just taking this color, we're wiping back and forth, left and right, and we're bringing it about halfway down. Because again, we will be transitioning to a new color. So you can do some verticals if you need to help with cleanliness on the sides. And then you can go left and right, back and forth to fill in the middle. If I didn't mention before too, again, it's because even though in the end, you know, you're putting on a consistent color, you still kind of see brush strokes, so I find it important to try your best to be consistent. So that's why I keep saying do some verticals if you need help with the sides, just to keep things nice and clean. But then I try my best to overlap them with some horizontal strokes just to keep it all cohesive all together. So again, if it's a little messy, that's cool. We're just trying our very best to keep it clean. Peachy for sure. Peach? My girl Peach? Peachy girl. Maybe you're making a reference, Master Chief? Maybe. I know Barb is. Dude, digital art started a week ago. Want to see? Sure. You're actually not able to post links, but if, I don't know, if you have like a handle for Instagram, we can kind of complete the rest on our own. Feel free. Or, you know, better idea. Thank you, easy enough. That's on IG if anyone's interested. I can't see, unfortunately, because I'm in the middle of the tutorial, but Discord is right there. Thanks, Grook. Discord's there. I have a little art share channel, and I love seeing everybody's art, so feel free to go there and post if you'd like, if you have any specific ones. That's fine. Adia, welcome in as well. Shade is so calming. Yes, oh my gosh. Peachy girl. And Kerm. Little Sermet, water your Sermet and it will grow. I'm so glad, Master Chief, I'm so glad. Okay, everybody, we got our nice peach color, our nice peach. We're gonna move down to our nice light yellow next. Again, same thing, I wanted to do light yellow rather than bright yellow because we have bright yellow leaves, so we don't want those to get too hidden, right? So I'm just gonna take that same large flat brush, wash it off, and we're mixing together yellow and white. Oh, Brittany, it's so much more than that. It's probably used for gaming, yes, but I have a nice little community there. And it's just like I could describe it as like an organized chatting platform. So you heard me mention channels. We have an art share channel. So there's like little channels you can go into, little chats you can go into. And I've titled them all different things. So one chat is about just anything. One chat is about movies. One chat is about art materials that everyone uses. One chat is about my tutorials. Anyway, you get the idea. There's lots of channels. So it's like an organized conversation at all times. So we have an art share channel where everyone posts their art. So if anyone wants to get inspiration, they'd probably go there. But yeah, it's connected to gaming because it helps people chat while they game, but overall it's just a communication platform. Yeah, don't be intimidated. I'm also very new there too though, so just know that we're in that together if you ever want to try it. Colors again for the peach Ivanova was lots of white, little bit of red, little bit of yellow. Alright, so I've got my light yellow ready. Same thing everybody, I'm brushing back and forth, left and right into the page. Trying to blend, blend, blend. And then eventually I'll just kind of continue that color down for the second half. And if you need to wash off your brush before doing that, I'm just mentioning that because peach to the yellow is quite the transition. It's not quite as smooth as just teal to white or blue to light blue. So you might want to wash off your brush and re-grab some yellow before doing that, because or else you might kind of carry the peach down a little bit. See that? I kind of grabbed some peach by accident. I'm just wiping it away. But instead what you could do is wash off your brush just to keep things extra clean. So I'm just reapplying some yellow, going ahead again. You get the idea. We're going all the way down. All the way down. So just anything to help fade out those two colors, get that transition going. So I'm just continuing to wipe back and forth a little. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad with that. Happy with that. Give you guys a minute or two, and then we're just going to do the same steps again for the edges. There you go. Yep, James got you covered. Yeah, if you want, Brittany. And again, that it kind of opens up a whole new world that a lot of the Twitch community is starting to post just their own personal work. So rather than just seeing my tutorial work, you get to see everybody kind of experimenting with art, which is very exciting. A lot of the people in chat here, not all of them, but a lot of them hadn't painted before, hadn't done a whole lot of art before, or just weren't doing it regularly. And they've started like moving into not just painting, but drawing and digital art. I think is inspiration. I don't want to take all the credit, but a little bit. So it's very cool to see all the different art as well. So yeah, if you want to check that out, that might be a better spot because you're sharing like your own paintings too. So that would be very cool. Yeah, it's a good time. Exactly. Lots of good art. Beat the devil out of it. Say, did you know we have a Bob quote command? There you go. And Christy, the next colors will be white for the outsides. Yeah, go for it, Brittany. It's free to use, obviously. You need to create a quick account and then you're in. Rip Devil. I wish I had that one. Pink oh, I'd love some pink lemonade right now. Anyway, Bob quote, find freedom in the canvas. Oh, thanks, Barb. There you go, Say. Hope you enjoyed it. Brittany, if you type in just exclamation point Bob quote, it's an automatic function. It'll spit out a Bob quote. I set that up. Oh, Charlene, that's okay. So you can always re-add some color if you need to. I'll show you that in a little bit here. Let's, so I'm gonna go on to the white step now, everybody. So I've cleaned off my medium round brush. I'm grabbing white paint. Same thing, I'm going up and down. So Charlene, if the strips are a little wide, you could just go in with a little extra of each of the colors and just do the same thing just with a little bit of paint and stroke up and down. So you'd have to re-grab, probably because they're a little dry, right? You could re-grab a little blue, just stroke up and down a bit, kind of going further in, grab a little teal separately, stroke up and down a little going in. Just kind of re-adding because they're probably dry at this point, but easily fixable. You can definitely go back if you'd like to. But mine are kind of all over the place too. Like they're not super consistent, right? They're not super wide or super thin. They're just a little bit of both. I think it's just more important that like you have a little bit of a soft fade. I think that's more what I was looking for anyway when I was doing this painting. So once again, as a reminder, everybody, as you go up and down, your brush is probably going to grab the peach and bring it down into the yellow because the yellow is the lighter color. So I'm just constantly washing my brush off, grabbing a little extra clean white, and then going back in there. Oh, I keep picking up pink. You know what? I need to go to this pile here. And if it gets a little messy, like you see mine is here, that pink, sometimes it's best just to leave it alone for a little bit, because if there's some pigment hanging around, sometimes it just keeps coming back. So if you let it dry even for a couple minutes and then you go on top with a little more white, it should disappear. So you can like focus on the blending aspect, and then if your middle is a little messy, then you can just go back in with white after it's dry. And yeah, fix her up however much or however little you like. Okay, so that's one side. I'm just going for the other side. Same steps, different side. And it's going to be the same idea on the other side, right? You might pick up some peach as you go up and down, so you might need to wash off your brush before you move into the yellow section. So when you move down halfway, you might want to wash off and grab some more white. Just nice and soft though, just go nice and slow again. This step definitely has some patience to it, and I'll keep saying it, when I first did it, it was not working out for me either. It took a little bit of time, a little bit of concentration and patience, so don't be feeling bad if it's not working out the first time. It didn't for me either. I encourage you to watch me on Twitch as I create some of these paintings. It really goes to show that everything isn't as it seems when I reteach it, right? I'm reteaching it because I've learned and I've painted it before, but even I go through my struggles. Everyone does. There we go. That's blended out. I'll give you guys another minute or two, then we have one more section to go. So we'll just do the purple, and then we just have to blend out the one side, of course. Oh, thank you, Groki. I just read that too. There you go. So your Bob quote, just let go and fall like a little waterfall. So cute. There you go. Talent is this is one of my favorites. Talent is a pursued interest. Anything that you're willing to practice, you can do, says Bob. I believe that wholeheartedly with everything. Everything. It's a pursued interest. You need to practice and then you can do it. I am one of them. There you go, Allie. Thank you. I've always loved art but never thought it was good, or I was any good. Erin has opened that door for me. I have gained a lot of confidence in myself, almost considering starting my own art stream. Do it. A lot of people have been saying that too, and I keep encouraging them to. Allie, if you have any questions, let me know. But I'm just glad you're painting. I'm just glad you're doing any sort of art. That's very cool. Barb, I'm so scared. I'm scared to show my work. It never looks like Erin's. Oh, Barb, it doesn't have to. Have you ever looked, Barb, at the either Discord channel or Facebook events? You'll notice there's lots of little differences in everyone's paintings, and they're always celebrated. Very nice. Thanks, Lynn. Yeah, I'm sure, Barb, you're a little nervous when it doesn't look like mine, but I guarantee things that you're seeing that are different or that you don't like, people are going to be like, but I love that. What are you talking about? They're going to say, oh, what are you talking about? That looks better than Erin's. It's happened before. They say, I like that one better. If you're a little scared, I understand, but you might want to take that little plunge. Just try it. Maybe to my dog. I'm sure it's oh, I see you're saying to Barb, maybe to my dog. But yes, we're always our own toughest critics too. See? Everyone's already encouraging you here. I'm sure it's beautiful. I took it down from and dive bombing. I know, and you just kind of roll with it. Happy accidents. That's another Bob term. They sometimes are happy accidents. And yes, Brittany knows. People are like, yo, I love that dragonfly up there. They're like, oh, you added that, right? That's a great idea to add that little guy. And Brittany was like, not liking it at the start, but it was so cute. I loved him. Dive bombing. Yeah, he was dive bombing. It was good. At one point you said one had a broken arm or something, or had a cast on. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I think those make the paintings really special, so if it's like small differences, I wouldn't even think twice. All right, everybody, one more step for the panels and then we can get to the foreground. Good timing. We're going to do a nice large flat brush, same idea as usual. I'm trying to wash it off here. It looked very dirty in the camera. That's about as good as it's gonna get. And we're doing purples now. So we're going to do a medium purple down to a light purple. I think we know the drill here, but just in case we're making our purple. Of course, if you don't know how to make purple, I'll tell you. Red and blue. And I am adding white to it because we want more of a medium blue. So you can mix red and blue first. You'll see it creates a very dark purple. And then you add some white and it creates more of a medium purple. So again, by medium, it's really your preference in terms of how dark or how light you want it to be. I just say medium so that we can blend it into a lighter purple. So red, blue, and white. And again, play with the tone of purple. The more red you add, you'll get kind of more of a maroon purple. The more blue you add, the more of a cool tone purple you'll get. So just choose the one you like. I like more of a red tone, so I'm going to add a little more red to mine. I really like that color. That's about, yeah, kind of like that. Nice medium, kind of bright purple. Same thing. This is the part where I meant we know the drill. We're going to bring this down about halfway. We don't need to worry about this side, of course, because it's falling off the canvas. Hooray, hooray. And we're going left and right. And then just work it a little quick because we know the drill. I'm just going to add some more white to my purple to make it more of a light purple. Whoopsie. Managing this thing is something else, but I think it provides for better sound, so I'm going to keep doing it. There we go. Oh dear. I'm like locked in. All right. Light purple, same thing, blending left and right into the medium purple first to help with the blend. And then grabbing more and bringing it down. All there is to it. So same as pretty much everything we've been doing, just a different color. I saw some chats, I'll read them in a quick second, just putting this light purple on. Then we've got one more background step. Cool. All right, let's see some questions here. Oh, Bernadine, I attribute my confidence to Erin's kindness and patience. Thank you. I love painting and have a gallery now. Dude, that's so great. Anita, thanks for sharing this with us. You're welcome, you're welcome. Bernadine, again, I've learned so many techniques. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. I'm so happy when people say that. Olga, oh my god, my lines are unreal. There's a face palm. Is it unreal as in bad or good? Olga, if I can help you at all, let me know, let me know. And again, I'll point out, like, mine aren't even, like, perfectly spaced either. I'm already seeing the summer section a little small, but you can kind of alter that with the branch too. So again, only the background, we'll get the foreground on, it'll clean things up. OCD, one thing I want everyone to hear is that second-guessing themselves as an artist is their own worst enemy. I would mostly agree with that. Yeah, I think it's sometimes good to like be a little critical, but I for the most part agree with that for sure. In terms of you know, you're always going to second-guess yourself. You're always your worst critic, of course. OCD, yes, and often I would say more often than not, my second guesses mean I shouldn't be second guessing. It's just me being critical. It's me wanting to perfect things and I shouldn't. Yeah, I would say I pretty much agree with that. Yeah. Thorough and worst enemy. No one is going to critique you as much as you critique yourself. I really think that too. You'll see things that no one else sees. All right, I'm just going with the same technique. I'm grabbing my medium round brush, brushing up and down to blend. Again, being careful and just wiping off as I need to, grabbing more white paint as I need to. And you can already see this section isn't going to have a lot of white, it's just apparently going to blend close to the peach, and that's fine too. It's all going to be a little different. It's hard to make it incredibly consistent. But again, if you want to put extra time into it, you can. You can. I'm more into the accept how it is and just keep trying. Keep going, you know? Get a completed piece, try again if you want, perfect things later. I think there's something satisfying about being able to kind of just keep going, you know? Sometimes it's good. Nothing wrong with taking more time too, though. Especially if you're trying to improve and perfect things, that's totally fine as well. But I know that can be my own worst enemy sometimes, wanting to keep touching up things, keep trying to make it better. Sometimes it doesn't end up making it better at all. Sometimes it makes it worse. Like that. I just tried to do something and it kind of messed it up a little bit. That's okay. We'll just keep going up and down. And again, I've brought that dark purple down, so I might need to grab a little more light purple and cover that up. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So once again, I'll give another minute or two if you're still working, and then we're going to go on to our branch. We're going to the foreground. Gonna get that foreground on, our nice background. Oh, excuse me, we still have clouds. We got clouds to do. Oh my goodness, we gotta do a couple clouds, then we'll do a foreground. Glad I checked. Sometimes that happens. I've got something in my brain that's like, whoopsie daisy. Mish, what's going on? Thanks, Charlene. Oh. Do you like it, James? Thanks, Mish. You're all so nice. I sometimes say you're all so nice today, but that implies you're not nice all the time, so I'm starting to say you're all so nice. I don't want it to sound like, oh, you're just nice today. Other days you're rude. No, you're all nice all the time. My heart, it's constantly exploding. Mish, if I can help you with what's going on with your painting, let me know. But I am acknowledging that this one is, it's some patience. And I again say that Twitch stream where I was creating it, I started over because it wasn't working for me and I needed to learn a little bit and then go and try again. So no harm if you need to too, or if you need to spend a little more time on stuff. I have a gray, what do I add to make purple? Probably a little more red. Lorraine, that sounds like you might have a different tone of blue going on. Sometimes if you have more of a gray tone blue, it'll look a little more gray. Try adding more red and white to it. What are you painting on Sunday? Next Sunday. It's not completed yet, but it should be soon. So check the Facebook Zion and that will probably be posted tomorrow or the next day. You'll see. It'll be something though. Busier than I had in mind though. I like it. Excellent. I'm glad it's going well, the pouring. Again, we did paint, yeah, I'll talk about that in a second too, actually. My white isn't blending out very well in between the panels. Okay, so maybe the paint's just drying a little quicker. So probably re-adding a little bit of each color. I know it's a little troublesome, but you could go back and, like, for example, add some peach, add some yellow just on the side. Like, you can do it quicker because you'll just be focusing on the sides, and then use your white to go up and down and just focus on those two areas that you just put on there fresh. And again, it should go quicker because you're not concentrated on blending the whole panel as well, right? Okay, so yeah, I almost forgot about the clouds, so let's do those. So I'm gonna grab a few clouds. I'm gonna paint a few clouds, and then we get to our branch and all of our beautiful foliage. So for the clouds, I've done these before. These are my typical clouds that I do, the nice kind of fluffy white ones that are a little transparent. I'm going to use the medium round brush for those, and I'm just using a little bit of white paint. I'll walk you through my process. Some of you might know how to do them. You can go ahead. If you have your own clouds that you like, you can go ahead with those, but I'll teach you mine, okay? I just do a few kind of floating around just to play with this kind of sky a little bit, and I liked the idea of continuing like the transition between all of these so they're not as separate. The clouds kind of go in between some panels to help it make it look like it's all transitioning, right? So on my brush, I'm grabbing just a little bit of white, and I'm going to tap it off on my towel or paper towel. So there's only a little left. Okay, and what I like to do is I like to go back and forth, left and right, very lightly, so it's kind of wispy. See, that's a little too much paint. See how bright that came off? I'm gonna tap off a little extra. Try that again. A little wispier. So I'm just trying to like flick outwards, left and right. See how it comes off so wispy? I'm trying to barely touch the bristles to my canvas. I'm showing you this side so you can really see them just graze across. Lightly, lightly, lightly. And then what I do for the tops is I do lots of small little swirling motions. Swirl, swirl, swirl. They're just small little circles like that. And I do that and I move the brush up and down, up and down, up and down, and then I meet up with the other side. So what I'm trying to do is create little puffs in the cloud, nice poofy tops. I also swirl in the middle. And you should also note how little paint is coming off. See how it looks nice and transparent? That's because I'm using the minimal amount of paint. It's like scraping off. If you hear kind of a scraping noise, that's what you want. Kind of goes scraping the paint off. Otherwise, the only other thing I do is I just kind of go back. I do that maybe a second time along the tops here, because that'll give it a nice kind of bright top to your clouds. But that's really all. It's just about grabbing small amounts of white, doing a quick little swirl, or scraping. You can think of it as scraping as well. It's not necessarily in these circular motions. You can kind of just scrape wherever you need to and just apply the paint softly. But yeah, that's kind of the shape I stick with, kind of this flat bottom, rounded tops look. But as I said before, everyone kind of has their own clouds, right? It's kind of your own technique that you can figure out in a way, or just your own thought about what clouds look like. You can have just wispy clouds. You can just do the back and forth and be done with it. You can make them even fluffier than I have them. So if you have a different style, you should try that out, you know? Just looking for any kind of clouds in the sky. So I'm just gonna do a couple more. I didn't add a whole lot. If anyone wants to see, I think I did like mainly 4, maybe a couple kind of just from the edges just to fill up some space. So you can choose how many or how little you want, or not at all. These aren't necessary. Nothing is necessary. If you don't want to do anything in this painting, you cannot do anything. But yeah, I mean, the clouds are an easy thing to leave out if you don't want them there. It's really up to you. I would encourage you to try them just to see how you like them, but if you know you're not going to like them, then don't do it. You don't need to. That's a great Bob Ross quote too. He says, in your world, I don't know the exact quote, whatever, but he goes on about the painting being your own world and you should make it your own world, and I agree with that too, Bob. Thanks so much. So just as an example, wisping back and forth with a small amount of white paint, if you do that a little more, kind of a little thicker, that could be just a cloud. You don't need to fluff it up on the top if you don't want to. I think those look great. They're just little wispies. They're real life. They exist. Oops. I'll check chat in a minute or two. I'm just going to throw on maybe one more cloud. So in my original, there's probably 1 or 2 extra clouds than what I'm adding, but just for the sake of me helping you guys out, I'm going to stop after one more. It's hard for me to do. I like to try and keep things exact, but teaching comes first here. I've already got a nice completed painting. I don't need a second one, even though I will have one at the end. That's what happens with these. There we go. I'm going to do one more. Maybe like right here. Oops. So I guess that's an issue. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, the purple could be a little wet, just so you know. So if you need to stay away from the purple, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to try to use a little more paint, see how that works. That worked okay. But I guess just as a warning, your purple might be a little wet and sticky, so maybe leave that for last as I did. I'm sure that'll help with a little extra couple moments of drying time, but otherwise I'm just going in. You can kind of tap on top. That's another cloud method. You kind of tap like that. As long as you're using a small amount of paint, all of those little things work. Tapping, scraping, wiping, all those fancy terms. Super fancy. And I mean, no harm, you could even like do the clouds a little later if you needed to. Depending on where your branches go, but you can always add clouds around your branches too, if any of the other panels are causing trouble too. So just keep that in mind as well. Okay, let's make sure we're not missing anything. Yes, you like it. That's good. It's busier than I had in mind, but I like it. Excellent. Oh, I did read that. Excuse me. I did a few pours. Oh, yesterday. It was so much fun. That's good. Oh, yeah, I meant to talk about that. I'll do that in a minute. I think this is still too wet. Okay, no worries. Yeah, that's true too, Mish. It could be that it's like really, really wet. Again, I like the sticky phase for in between the panels personally, so maybe that's what it is. Did 2 yesterday. Someone's called on Discord. Yeah. No way. James, that's so big. Offered to buy the 2, but you offered them free. That's really kind. Dude, I wouldn't, that's big time though. I wouldn't pass that up if that happens again. That's amazing. Graze, what's up? Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Welcome in. Talk to the tree. Make friends with it. Hi, how are you? I'm just watching as well. Oh, was your anniversary good, by the way? You can let us know if you wish. Oh wait, maybe I already asked you that. I'm losing track of days, Grace. I'm sorry. It's like, that was maybe a couple days ago, right? It wasn't yesterday. That was a couple days ago. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here anyway. Welcome in. Did you enjoy the movie last night? I should say that, because you were there. For the last movie I saw you pop in for Superbad. That was like an impromptu movie, by the way. We didn't really plan that one out. It just happened. I'm glad it did. Yes, everyone's saying hello. And I love this painting. Thanks, Alexis. Yeah, so I was talking about paint pouring with a few people in Twitch chat here. They've been talking about paint pouring because I did it as a Twitch stream yesterday for fun. So for those who don't know what paint pouring is, it's when you put a canvas flat. You mix up some very liquidy paint. I used just kind of like water with acrylic. And we poured the paint on in a very specific way, so lots of different colors. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this in videos, like they're very satisfying videos to watch. And you pour it on the canvas, you move the canvas around, it creates like a marbling effect. You can actually kind of see right there, that's a paint pour painting. And the reason I was doing that was because I wanted to practice to hopefully teach you guys how to do it. So if anyone on Facebook or Twitch, I'm just assuming Twitch probably saw this go down, if anyone's interested, you can look out for that in the next, I would say, couple weeks. I want to organize, again, kind of like my abstract scraping tutorial. It was a little more of a loose tutorial, but just some steps to help you out, kind of start your own piece. I want to do that with paint pouring. I want to be able to give you a supply list and, you know, give you an opportunity to watch me paint pour and then to ask questions. Again, I'm in no way an expert at it, but I learned some things. It was a lot of fun too. I think Twitch had a lot of fun watching, and some of them are even paint pouring now because they had so much fun. They wanted to do it themselves. So if anyone's interested in that, that's going to come up soon, okay? And I'll announce it all on Facebook. I'll announce it on Discord, all of the places, so you can watch for it anywhere you want. It's a great anniversary dinner on Friday. I remember you saying you were going to the keg. I don't think I heard updates though. Steak was like butter. Yum. Movie was good. I've seen it once before. Found it funnier last night because I watched it with people. It's true. It's true. I always laugh a little more when I'm watching with people as well. I like hearing like what their favorite parts are and stuff. It's always nice. But I'm glad you had a good anniversary dinner. I think I remember you saying you were going to the keg, but I don't think I followed up. So I'm glad. But yeah, Mish, it was really fun. You can even watch the video back over if you're interested. It is still on Twitch, but otherwise, yeah, it will be a follow along. Again, I don't want to say full tutorial because it's not like a specific design. I have ideas for designs just like I did in the scrape painting tutorial, but it'll be more so like abstract free and just a few steps and tips for you. Yeah. I would love it. Less mistakes. Exactly. It's just like, you see how it goes, right? On the second one yesterday, I painted a white base, then coated it with alcohol before pouring. Oh, okay. Very cool. Yeah, see, we're all kind of learning. Oh, here we go. We have a few comments here. Rula, yes, I want to try paint pouring. Olga, I love that. Pour paint, yes, want to learn. Joanne would love that. Alma, there you go. Sounds fun. Perfect. I'm glad you guys are pumped. So that'll be in the next couple weeks. I think I already have Friday and Sunday planned out for tutorials, so maybe the next week after that, if you're interested. That'll be coming up soon. Okay. All right, I'm just watching the time here. Want to try keep with time. We don't have a whole lot left. I know it looks like a lot, but this part, in my opinion, goes a little quicker. What we're doing next, everybody, we're adding our branches. So I chose to add a nice big branch, kind of sprawling across the painting. And then just to fill it up a bit more, I did add a small one kind of coming from the top. So once again, up to you. If you'd rather have one kind of smack in the middle, you can do that, or 2 or 3 or 4, it doesn't matter, but I did one main one and I would say one smaller one, kind of pretending it's kind of coming down from, you know, a trunk that's maybe sitting here. So just so you know that was my thought process there. You can use whatever brush you're most comfortable with for thin lines. For me, that is actually the large flat brush. I love this one. You can see all the bristles line up nicely, and I can do nice big strokes with it, so I can go from left to right a long ways away without needing to reload paint. So I'm going to pour some black paint on my palette now, on my volcano plate. Charlene, I need to go to Clouds, Rock, and Trees school. That's funny. This class is all about clouds, rocks, and trees. This school is all about cloud, rocks, and trees. Keep practicing. That's all I keep saying. It's my trees, it took a long time for me to do not just branches, but trees themselves and everything. Everything takes some practice. So yeah, keep going to school. Keep going to practice school for it. So if you're using the large flat brush like me, I'm just grabbing black. I'm trying my best to keep my bristles kind of lined up here, so I kind of brushed the paint on rather than scooped it on. It helps with the keeping it thin. And I wanted to make my branch not straight across, it kind of dips up and down a little bit, it's kind of wiggly. So I'm going to start maybe a little lower than halfway, and I'm just going to use the thin edge of the brush and try and glide across. So I'm going to maybe dip up a little bit, maybe just straight, up, down. And I like to end it before the end of the painting. I go almost to the end, I think. Ooh, maybe that one branch does reach the other side. So let's do that. I'll just go right to the end here, like that. So what I am trying to do is I'm trying to make a nice thin tip here. So I'm using a little bit of pressure, allowing the bristles to kind of flow together, and using, again, yeah, a small amount of pressure so that less of the bristles are touching, and that creates a thinner line the whole way. My bristles are not cooperating with me. They're all kind of bendy right now. I'm going to try and wash them off. But I guess I should mention that too. I find a big part of branches, trees, keeping straight lines is kind of prepping your brush too. So if you need to use your fingers like you saw me doing to help kind of stick them all together, that's fine. Do what you need to do. I'm just going to try and clean this up. All right. Another thing I like to do is I like to go back and widen out. Branches and trees, they always start wide and then they get thinner. So I definitely like to make sure the start, which is the left-hand side, is nice and wide. So I'm really going back, you can see very much thickening it up. I'll bring the thickness through here, but I'm slowly trying to make it thinner and thinner. So I'm just kind of getting closer and closer to my original black line there. I'm trying to also kind of clean up some edges just by going nice and carefully all around. So as long as you're either staying consistent with the width or getting thinner, that's what you want to look for. So even if it's a consistent thing, that's fine, as long as it doesn't get wider as it goes. That'll look a little funny. So just a nice shaky branch. I like to really try and move it up and down. And I'll go ahead and place the second one just so you can see them empty to begin with, okay? The second one I'm starting kind of in the top right area. It just kind of dips down and then it starts to come a little more horizontal, so over to the right. This one I definitely don't bring all the way across, so I'm going to end it about here. Same thing, I'm just going back to widen it out at the start and more in the middle. And you can make it kind of flowy in terms of where the branch is going. You can make it kind of wavy, or you can make it kind of edgy. You can see I have a little bit of both, kind of corners and also waves. It's really, again, personal preference. I like having a little bit of both. When you really look at branches, you start to see how much they bend and how much they do have some corners here and there, like little nubs at the corners almost. So some sharp corners and some little waves are all good to have. So there's a couple there, a couple. Perfect branch. Thanks, Psycho. And I'll add more to it, don't you worry. I'm obsessed with the cloud reaching into the last purple. Yeah? Oh, thanks, Master Chief. So again, that was a little bit of a happy accident then, because the purple was a little wet and it kind of mixed with my white, but I agree, I don't mind it as well. I really like when clouds have a touch of color like that, so great. Fantastic. I'm so glad you like it, because I do too. It wasn't part of the original. My clouds were quite white in the original, but it worked out fine. I'm so glad you mentioned that. Tiffany did 2 paint pours this week. Love them. One looks like a dragon's head. Wow, so cool. Eureka, I need to eat dinner. Is this video gonna be up on your YouTube channel? Yes. It'll be up, Eureka, right after I'm done here. It'll be on Facebook and Twitch for a limited time, and then what I do is I move it to YouTube. So if you go back to Facebook and it's not there, just go to YouTube and it will be there. No problem. Have a lovely dinner. Yum, yum, yum. Cool, Erin. Yeah, Kirsty. It's gonna be fun. I think you were talking about the pouring. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Brava. Thank you so much. Those are very cute emotes that you have there. Another painter, perhaps? SBT, let me see. I'm always looking for painting streamers, so I'm about to click on this to see. Talion, cool. Allow me to save that for later. There's a nice little paintbrush in the emote, that's why I'm assuming they're a painter. Tell me about them if you like. Yeah, I'll save that for later. I'll check them out. Looked like you had a really good time paint. Oh, it was a lot of fun, Grog. I had a lot of fun. That was like an unexpected, not to say I didn't think it would be fun, but it was like a ball. I'll talk a little more about it in a minute. I'll just show some branches first, but I'll talk as I do it. So branches, everybody, you're pretty much doing the exact same thing I just taught you. You're just working off of the main branches that we already applied. So you're using the thin edge of the brush again. You are now just working along the trunk and moving off. I don't want to say trunk, excuse me. The main branch. It's not a trunk. The large branch, you're working off and creating smaller branches or twigs, whatever you want to refer to them as. But same idea, we're using a little bit more pressure here, or you can just go back and thicken up. Just to make a wider edge, and then releasing pressure, trying to make some thin tips to make some thin tips at the end. And again, that's all either pressure or just going back and reapplying paint. Both of those work. The way I place them, you can see they all kind of do a V shape off. I really like the idea of kind of following along a branch and then kind of parting away slowly. I think it looks a little more natural. So rather than starting somewhere, boop, and then just going straight down or straight up, you can see I kind of follow along the branch that already exists, and then I start to move away just slowly. And I think that makes for a more natural look. So I'd recommend that if you ever have trouble with kind of how your branches are looking on the branch itself. Yeah, V shapes, that's also another way to think of it. And same thing, you can make these branches kind of wiggle around, of course, maybe come down a little bit. But I will say most of them, for the most part, come to the right. So you can see even though they're going down, they're going to the right. Even though they go up, they go to the right. And just keep in mind, I mean, the more branches you add, or I should say like even more, the more big branches you add, the more spots you have to place your leaves and blossoms and snow. So just kind of think about how many branches are in each section. At least you want a few that you can place things on. You could, of course, use the main branch to place things on as well, but I think it looks a little nicer when you're placing things like blossoms or leaves on these smaller branches that we're creating right now. So you can see I'm purposely trying to do a few extra at the start here. Whoops, that was yellow. Making sure there's at least a few little twigs popping off, and then just looking at each panel and adding as many as I like there. If you're ever nervous about how many you're adding, you could always just start by adding a little less than you think. We can put the foliage on and you can go back and add more branches later too. So just in case you're like, oh, maybe it might be getting too cluttered, maybe just say, all right, I'll stop there. You can add your stuff when I do, and then we can always go back if you need. No harm in that. But yeah, that paint pouring stream on Twitch was a lot of fun, guys. For those who, again, haven't watched me on Twitch, that's those are the things I do. Sometimes I do a random artistic thing. Usually I'm painting, but the one day, it was yesterday, I just was like, I wanna do some paint pouring. I decided the day before, that's why I didn't give a lot of notice, I just wanted to do some paint pouring for fun. And I watched a couple of YouTube videos, did a little bit of research, but I literally said, this is experimentation time. I'm going to experiment with some things. So I set up a huge table behind me, like a 6-foot foldable table. I brought out some dish soap, some rubbing alcohol. I had a bunch of cups ready to go, and like popsicle sticks to help me mix some colors. A big pitcher of water. I got all my supplies ready is my point. And you know, everyone was tuning in, and I just did some pouring for fun. The first one did not work out at all. Straight up, it just didn't work. It was much too thick to pour with and to swirl around the canvas, but I learned, and then I did it again, and it worked a little better. And I was talking with chat the whole time, saying like, what colors do you want to see, and like, what do you think about this? And they were very good with their suggestions. We even had some people in chat who said they had poured before and they were giving me help. It was really nice. It was really wholesome and a lot of fun. I was dancing along as I did it because I was playing some pumped up like pop songs, and it was just a lot of fun. So. And I'm just glad that some people have now tried pouring because of it. Some were doing it as I did it. They got their supplies together super quick, and they're like, I'm going to try this right now. And they painted along with me. So that's just one example of the many things I do on Twitch. Just a lot of painting, but sometimes it's sporadic little fun things like that. So that was a lot of fun to do. Oh, Psycho! Sorry, my alerts aren't on, so I didn't hear that, but thank you so much for the subscription. Wow! You're on a streak! Amazing. I really appreciate it, Psycho. Thank you. It always makes me very excited when people are like, dang, I kind of like what you do. I want a sub. Thanks so much. Black branches look so good and spooky. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, first of all, for saying they look good, but yeah, I like the spooky look. That's why I keep saying twist them around, do some, little curves, as well as like harsh edges. It's the harsh edges that I think make them a little more spooky, like the corners. So I am a fan as well. And then I guess one more thing to remember back to tutorial mode here. If you have any branches that are a little shaky at the ends, don't have a nice tip, don't worry about it, because you can always cover those with leaves and stuff. Always remember that, right? You can just cover them right up. And I think we're okay there. So yeah, I'm trying not to fill it up. Fill it up all the way. If anyone wants a little comparison, let's put it here. It's looking about the same. This one's a little long here. That's alright though. Yeah, just point is I'm looking at each panel, making sure there's branches in each panel that I can kind of fill up. Patricia, thank you for sharing. This one is great. No, thank you for coming, Patricia. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. It was a paint party for sure. Yeah, I really was in the tardy mood that day. It was a nice Saturday. I'm here for the twig, says Psycho. That's funny. More twig content, please. Yeah, it was like a whole party in here. It was, again, very messy too, unfortunately, but I got it cleaned up. It was alright. It was a lot of fun. And again, just the color ideas. Everyone was like, oh, do blue, do purple. We did like a space kind of pour painting where we did a black base. That one was so cool. That was a nice fun surprise. I did a beach type one. So I'm really excited to show everybody very soon and to give some suggestions for designs, but in the end it's going to be more so a again, kind of like my scrape painting when I did the abstract scrape painting tutorial. It was just a little more loose. I gave you color suggestions and more so just taught you about the technique and things you needed. Oh yeah, thanks for the emote. There you go. No worries, I would probably think it was a pizza. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Here for the branches. We were talking about twigs. We talked about your sub. I don't know, dude. What was a pizza? The bun? The plate? Anyway, you can let me know. Loving the painting. Thank you, K9. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is the fun part. We're about to add some leaves and stuff. Just giving one more minute in case you're adding any other twigs, and then we can add some leaves and stuff. Got lots of stuff to add. And here's another idea too, guys. You can always change up what you're adding. I talked a little bit with the chat as I was doing this on Twitch about what could be added. You know, I had people suggesting for fall, you could do some apples, for example. I was like, oh, I love that. I thought it would be a little big in here, but you could do some small apples or one big apple, for example. You can put some birds in the sky for more like spring, summer type vibe. Little animals, whatever. You can just think of other things that you might see in spring, summer, fall, winter and kind of add as you go. So there you go. There you go. Just more things to think about, you know? Hopefully it's not too much to think about. Leaves and stuff and things. The first time I saw the follow, it was a paint easel. I thought it was a pizza. Oh, I see. That's funny. Stuff and things. Yes. Stuff things. Yeah, I've, what did someone else think it was too? I don't know. That's funny, it was a pizza. Hi, erinbunpaints pizza. Thank you very much. Erin Pizza Paints. I don't know. I need to, yeah, I want to make it more bun-like, and I'm still looking at my emotes thinking they could be more bun-like. People get it when they see the name too, but I want it to be very distinguishing bun, you know? Anyway, stuff and things. There they are. I have that too. Oh, Charlotte got kicked out, but I'm back. I assume due to internet, perhaps? I'm glad you're back, though. Where's my stuff and things? Stuff and things. There you go. Would, I swear to God, I know, I think you're memeing. I think, but if you say that one more time, if anyone says that one more time, I'm just gonna leave now. I'll get to it. No promises when, because I keep saying a certain day and then people come back and say, where are they? And I say they're not there. But I'm just saying, when they're ready, they'll be ready, okay? They'll be good. I feel like I'm hyping it up way more than I should, but like, they'll be good. They'll be organized and lovely, and they'll make sense. Thank you very much. Two Chains is good with buns. It's true, she did a cinnamon bun recently. I know, sips tea angrily. Yeah, and when you really think about it, guys, it really hasn't been that long. It's been like a week and a bit since that stream, okay? A week and a bit. It's not that long. It'll happen. It'll happen. You know I want to make it happen, right? You know how much it pains me. It will happen. A week and a bit. And a bit. Okay, 8:40. Hey guys, I think we're keeping time here. I think we're keeping decent time here. Wow. Okay, let's look at what we're adding to our branches now. So keep in mind, I'll just say this real quick as well. The black might be a little bit wet here. I see that mine is mostly wet in the middles though, so that's not really a concern. Especially at the ends here, it'll be pretty dry because those are small wispy areas. There's probably not any paint that's like blobbed up there, but I do see some blobby paint in the middle, you know? So just be aware of that. You can, yeah, be aware of it, avoid it, or you can do as I did and quite literally use your finger to help smooth it out because that'll help it dry within the minute. You can use your paintbrush too. I mean, that would work as well, but sometimes I just use my finger and yeah, press it in, smooth it out type thing. There you go. That's fine. It's acrylic, it washes off. All right, so let's look at our blossoms to begin with. The blossoms are probably the most difficult season difficult part. We have, they're just 5 petals each. What I do for blossoms is I do kind of a lighter pink and then I do a darker pink in the middle. And they're not even that hard, I would say. It's more so just there's a couple steps to them versus these ones, you know, they're 1 stroke each. You're just doing 1 stroke with different colors for the leaves, and then the white, of course, is just piling on white in a specific way. So just so you know, this is like the harder season, and then the other ones get easier. So I'm going to keep using this brush. I like to use the medium round brush, and I just like to use the tip of the brush. And I will show you on the canvas, obviously, but I just kind of use the tip and stroke in, 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 in. I do 5 little strokes into a middle, and that creates a 5 petaled blossom. Here's a nice close-up if you need to see. You can also see that I have kind of medium-sized ones. I have small ones, which I definitely would recommend doing with the smaller brush. And you can even do little buds. I thought, again, the Twitch chat told me to do that. They said, how about some buds? And I said, perfect, because we're in springtime, we need some buds. So quite literally just doing a quick little dot of pink acts as a bud, okay? So you can take your medium round brush or the small one if you prefer. Either one works. I will be switching back and forth. Okay, and I'll mix together a light pink. So lots of white, little bit of red. And I'll demonstrate a few of these little blossoms, and I'll just keep going with them. Again, choose a spot where you know it's not wet. So I'm going to go about here. Sorry, I want to make this a little pinker. What's going on over there? I'm going to check in a second. Okay, so I'm just choosing where to place it, and I like to go from outside in. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just using the tip of the brush. Hopefully you saw that go down. I'll go a little closer and do it again, but I use the tip of the brush and I just pull inwards, using a little bit of pressure because we don't want the petals to be quite, you know, large. We want to still see the points on them a little bit. You can see they're kind of rounded, but my point is you just don't want to turn into one big blob. So let's try that again. I'll show you here. 1, 2. I kind of point it wherever it's going. 3, 4, 5. So you can see I'm always pointing the tip of the brush at the end of the petal and then bringing it in. I find that works for me. I'm sure there's lots of different ways you can do it though. Again, you can even use just a small brush and quite literally, you know, make the shape with your small brush. That works as well. I just find this is quicker. I'm all about efficiency when I'm doing these paintings, right? I want to make sure I can get them out for you in the 2-hour period. So if you want to take more time and do a different way, that's totally fine. But just for the sake of timing, this is what I do here. And I think it looks good. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just applying these really everywhere. You can see I'm kind of sticking to my smaller branches, but on my main painting here, I definitely did pile a few onto the nice large branch here because cherry blossoms really grow all over the tree. So you can put them wherever you want. I really like to fill it up personally, so I'll do this for a little bit here. And then I have a couple little details to add. Oops. Good things come in time. It's True Psycho. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Listen, you didn't have a Mac that you were working with though. You probably had another PC, so we're in different situations. Can we months or years? a bit. That's a good use. Oh my god, it's a good use of ammo. A bit. My son helped me get Twitch. Oh, there you go. That's Joe Momo. Joe Momo 4? Oh man, I've been missing some follows. Adya, Master Chief, of course, we've been talking, and Garden Cat, thanks so much for the follows earlier. Jomo of 4, thanks so much for coming in. I'm glad your son helped you. Twitch is fun. Lots to explore too. If you need any help, let us know. We're all happy to help. We're all very friendly here. Chat, be nice, be nice. They're all nice, I swear. If they're not nice for a quick second, it's because they're just joking. So I'm still using the medium round brush. You'll see me switch to the small one when I do some smaller ones. Smaller cherry blossoms. And one other thing I'll say too, you can see I'm moving a little into summer with this. I like the idea of the transition. So I like to put just a couple little cherry blossoms floating into the summer section. So that's why you see me going a little over here. I'm just gonna add a couple here and there. but mostly I'll fill them up in the spring, of course. And don't forget, you can add some little buds. So for the buds, if you want to use the medium round brush as you do this, you literally just do a quick little, sorry, I'm running out of room here. Here's one. Just one stroke, and that's a bud. It's like you're doing one little petal. It's true wood. That would be a good idea, like one pointing each way. It is true. It's so like this. Look at it. Yeah, you can. That would be good. And then you have each from each side. Just you and Barb, same wavelength. That would be amazing. Very good. So I'm going to switch to a smaller brush just to show you that. It's the same method though, it's the same way to use it. I just want to show you as I do it. Just so you know you're not alone if you're using the small brush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a same way of using it, it just creates smaller strokes of course and therefore smaller blossoms. And as I keep saying, up to you how much you want to add. I really like to fill these up, so I'm going to do at least a few more. Whoops, that was a little wet. So if you ever hit a wet patch of black or wet patch of anything, just wash off your brush. You can reapply some more paint. And as long as you're using a fair amount of paint, I find just laying it right on top will help cover it up. I wouldn't do that if it's like super wet, but if it's kind of like sticky dry, if you're just making sure you have lots of paint on your brush and delicately placing it, it should cover it up. It should just go right on top nice and clean. Okay. Okay, I think that's enough for me. If you're still adding, keep going. We'll give a quick half minute and then I'll teach you the next step of the blossoms themselves. Let's see, Nancy, good to go, doing it on 10 by 20, so I did only one branch. There you go, yeah. Oh, Christy, have to go to bed? No worries. I'll see you soon, Christy. Have a good sleep. Pretty much, yeah. Oh, that's a good point, LA. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that one as I was doing this one. I went back to about 2 months ago for that cardinal painting. Good catch. It's pretty much the same. I would say they're the same blossoms as there. I think maybe these ones I do them a little bigger, but I mean, minimal differences there. You can use any emotes in here, Wood. I just can't see them. I know what Keck W is, though. Get out of here. Pyramid, welcome in. Bob Dross. Why am I Bob Dross? Please let me know. What is the D? Curious what your joke is there, but welcome in, Pyramid. Thanks for coming in here. What did you use then, sir? If you didn't have an extra PC. Loof, welcome in. How are you? Lemon. Joe's here. Lemon. Hello. Joel. Oh, Joe. I thought it was Joel. I thought that was funny. Last of Us reference? Who needs words? You're right. Catch up on the rest in a minute. So just to go on to the next step with the cherry blossoms, everyone, in case anyone is waiting for that, what I find key is making a nice little pink center just to get two different layers going. So you have kind of the lighter pink and then the darker pink. So I'm definitely keeping my small brush for this one. I'm just adding a little more red to my existing pink. And all you do is a quick little 5-petal flower or star, however you want to think of it, in the middle of each blossom. It doesn't need to be a perfect 5-point star, 5-point blossom, whatever. If you want to do a quick little crisscross in there, that works too, or a quick little dot for those smaller blossoms, that works as well. all of those things work. It's more so just having a darker center, so it makes it look like there's a little bit more of a shadow in the middle, a color contrast, more petals, all of those beautiful things. It's a small little easy step to add to really amp up your blossoms. Just amp them up. Again, you can even kind of like tap them in, just for the small ones, just tap in a little bit of darker pink. And then don't forget, if you have any of these singular ones, these are just buds, so you don't need to do that to the buds. The buds are just plain light pink. They don't need a dark pink center because you can't see in them because they are buds. Just our little buddies, you know? And then springtime does have a little bit of green in there, but it's going to be perfect because it transitions to summer. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Oh, I got them all, I think. I remember during the cardinal painting, I was all like, oh, I can't miss any blossoms, and it's true, I don't want to miss any. I always feel bad when I miss a blossom to add a center to. I'm like, I'm sorry, I forgot you, but I think I got all of them today. Very good. I'll leave a quick minute if you're adding, and then I'll teach you about the leaves that are coming up next. Again, the leaves are convenient because they kind of go from spring to summer in the same color. You'll see, you'll see, you'll see. I'm so glad, life. I can relate. I've eaten and now I'm happy. Tips. Stop. You two with the hat tipping. It kills me. Tips hat howdy. Brittany, it's probably the latter. I do this all the time, and I did this once again with this painting too. I was like ready to stop and do something completely different, and it was because it wasn't done. It just wasn't done. Once it was done, I liked it, but that's about it. I really think you should keep going. Just keep going and see how it is. Back to emo vibes. Yum. Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formioli. No worries, Mish. If I can help you with anything, you know where to reach me, so you let me know. But I hope you have a good evening. Thanks for popping in. Welcome in, Ewok. Don't know if you left or you've been lurking, but welcome in either way. Welcome in. Thank you for shouting out. Tap it in. Tap it in. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Haha, yep, James got it. Hey, Groki! Thank you! Yo, 3 months? No, that's not right. I've been here for 3 months. Get out of here. Aw, thanks, Grog. Ewok knows too. Nice, 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 nice. When people get the references, it just makes me happy, you know? Give it a little tap. Tap, tap, tapper. Okay, let's look at the painting here. So the last element of spring is just some nice light green. The light green leaves, and you can see what happens is we do just the light green in the spring, and then we move them over to the right hand side for summer, but also add dark green so that we have a little bit of a difference there. So once again, I'm going back to my medium round brush, and we're gonna make a nice light green together, and then I'll teach you how to apply it. Secret, it's pretty much the same way we apply the little buds. You'll see. So to make a nice light green, we had lots of yellow, little bit of blue, and then I would also add a tiny bit of white as well. The white will help brighten up the color. It will help it stick a little bit better in terms of the opacity. If you don't add white, sometimes I find it dries a little transparent and then it looks kind of funny because leaves aren't totally transparent, right? You want them to be pretty solid on top. So lots of yellow, little bit of blue, and a little bit of white. The white really helps, I find. And that kind of differs with brand. You might have a nice quality yellow paint, but mine is quite watery, so the white really helps me out with that. All right, so I've got some light green on my brush. I just made sure that it's kind of nicely tipped there, so you can use your fingers to help shape it if you need, because sometimes when you're mixing paint, all the bristles get kind of messed up. But to add little leaves, you're pretty much just doing it in the same way you did the bud there. You're just using the tip of the brush pulling into the branch, and that is all. Ta-da! That's a leaf. There's another. There's another. There's another. There's another. So yeah, just doing them all different directions. You can see I kind of angle them. You can make them straight out. You can make them, you know, flush with the branch if you need. I think the more sporadic, the better. I especially like putting these by the buds, of course. So the buds are kind of cradled in something, so I like to do kind of one on each side. I think that's a nice idea. And lots by the cherry blossoms themselves. You can kind of have them coming out of either the branch or the blossom. So kind of like this, how it's kind of poking out from the inside there, from in between the petals. And I guess the only other thing I'll mention is I try and keep these a little smaller. So you can see I'm not adding any huge leaves. I'm just kind of pulling in slightly, using a little bit of pressure. And that keeps them a little more delicate because it's springtime, right? Everything's kind of just budding and growing. There's not a whole lot of big leaves happening yet. And one other thing I'll mention too, you can kind of float these off of the branches a little bit. So instead of having them all connected, they might kind of look a little lined up, right? Like all in a nice big row. If you float them off a little bit, it kind of splits that up a little bit, makes the branch look a little more full. So if there's a little gap in between your branch and your leaf, it's nothing to worry about. Like the viewer will assume that there's something kind of hanging on to it in a way. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't look out of place. It doesn't look like a mistake. I think it makes it, just makes it better to do that sometimes. Now, I was saying that this technique is used in the summertime, and it sure is. So what you can do is start moving these green leaves into the summer section. The only difference is that I press a little harder on my brush and maybe stroke a little longer so that the leaves get a little bigger. See those happening there? So just refreshing my brush with paint, pressing a little harder, making slightly longer strokes. Because everything's a little more bloomed in the summertime. And this is just one leaf shade of 2, so I'm going to be filling up some of these branches. Not all the way, I'm leaving some space for some dark green leaves, which I'll add as well. And same thing, if you want to maybe carry a couple into the springtime a little bigger, you certainly could, just to help with transitioning. Transition. And you can see I'm adding a couple in the fall, just kind of spilling over a little bit. This is a consistent theme the whole way, kind of spilling over into the next or spilling over behind. After 3 months, dude? Are you kidding me? K9, you're so welcome. And again, if you have any questions about any of this, that's what I'm here for. You can see me answering questions as I go, but yeah, if you have any, feel free. Charlene, love doing your paintings, very relaxing. Thank you, I'm glad. Love the colors. Thanks, Teresa. Thanks for sharing your talent. I am not. Still got a long ways to go. Barbara Ross. Okay. Okay. That's Barb, though. That's Barb. Don't gas me up, I swear. Don't do it. Party ideas. Oh, jeez. I mean, I'd love that. If that's an excuse for you guys to come and have poutine and beaver tails, I'm so down. Oh, we are at 9, so let's keep going here. So the only extra thing in the summertime is some dark green. And again, the steps from here on out, guys, pretty quick. It's all just different colors. So much going on, I need to catch up. Hold on. Yeah, dark green is next. So you can start to mix with your same brush, just a little more blue into your green that you have. And that'll make a nice kind of dark foresty green here. And it's the same technique. You're just using the tip of the brush, pulling in, dispersing these amongst your lovely light green leaves that you have and filling up as much or as little as you want. It is summertime after all, so I would say I fill this up quite a bit here, quite a bit. So you can see already how just a couple more of a different color really starts to fill it up. So just as much or as little as you like. I don't crowd it too much. I like the idea of having some of my branches, you can see a little more plain here and there. And like I said before, if you want to fill up the larger branch here, kind of the main branch, you can certainly do that as well. That's probably good. I'll give it a quick minute and we'll just move on to fall next. And fall, I'll give you a secret. It's pretty much the same thing, just different colors. 3 different colors. I almost said 2, but there's 3. Don't forget about butter tarts. I'm down, and I'm so down. Yeah, you're right. I haven't mentioned butter tarts enough amongst my Canadian foods to these Americans. Butter tarts. Don't forget about butter. Do you guys know what butter tarts are? You've been eating some butter tarts? Go get some butter tarts. You're too much. It's happening right now. Oh yeah, Charlene, lucky. Sweet speed. Too much, too much, too much. Oh, James, you're so cynical. What the heck? Yo, are you kidding? Once VIP, always VIP. Stop it. God, don't be so depressing. Bottom layers of a future metaphorical volcano. Oh, man. I'll let Charlene answer. I don't want to answer for her in case she doesn't want to share. I know, life's right. Please, please, please. I hope you're all joking. Once a VIP in mod, always VIP in mod. Not totally true, but most of you. What? Canine? Oh, I'll talk about butter tarts in a second. I love talking about food. Let's move on to the next step just in case we're waiting on that. We've got 3 colors left in fall. So we've got yellow, orange, and red. Let's start with red. That's the easiest one. So as usual, we're taking the same brush, that medium round brush. We're going to use some red. Ugh, I need a little more red. Just plain red, and we're using the exact same technique. That's why I said it's pretty much the same thing, just different colors. I'm using red, using the tip. Whoops, it did mix with something in there, so I'm going to grab some more clean red. Light, and then adding pressure to get the leaf shape. So I should have added maybe a couple more branches coming further in, but that's okay. I'll just use what I got here. And keep in mind 2 things. First of all, it's fall. There might not be as many leaves on the tree, so I kind of try and disperse these a little bit more. But second of all, we have 3 colors as well, so another point to just disperse even more with the red. We don't want to do too much. But I guess point 3, if we want to do 3 different points here, we can add some falling leaves. I'm going to add a couple falling leaves. Just kind of in the sky, not touching anything, to make it like fall, quite literally. It's going a mile a minute. Hold on. Almost bonked the mic. Whenever you're happy with your red, you can do some orange if you wish. Orange is made by mixing yellow and red. Same thing. It's very hard for me not to want to fill it all up. Well, I want to fill it up. It's hard for me not to do that. I love a nice full tree with lots of stuff, but if it's fall, there might not be as many. That's not true though. At the start of fall, you'll see lots of trees on our beautiful, lots of leaves on our beautiful trees, not trees on our leaves. So again, it's your world. Do what you want, as Bob Ross would say. We turn the original painting vertical, if you'd like. I mean, the snow would be a little funny because it's kind of clinging the other way, but it's kind of cool. Okay, and then one more color for fall, just a nice yellow, and I would recommend, once again, mixing your yellow with a little bit of white for the same reasons I said before. Sometimes it's a little transparent without it, so a little white in your yellow will help not just brighten it up, but also allow it to be a little more opaque. So they are a little more hidden down here because of our light yellow background, but still enough that you can see on top. So I definitely do add it on the bottom as well. And again, I can transition maybe a couple yellow ones. Yellow specifically I like to bring into the summertime because yellow and green are pretty close together. So adding a few just slightly changing leaves is kind of nice, I think. So that's the yellows. Add a couple falling ones. See, I really filled it up, and after I said maybe don't fill it up as much. So it's whatever you want. It's whatever you want. I wanted it to be full, so I did it. What the heck is going on? Yes, Anna's right. You can Google some butter tarts, but essentially they're little pastries, like little cup pastries. What would you call it? Like thick sugar in there. It's a lot of sugar. Caramelly type sugar. A nice hard top. Although that's debatable. Some are very liquidy, some are very thick. But butter tarts are delicious. And I think I recently learned they're a Canadian thing. Anyway. Really teasing. Oh wait, what? Where are we going? I hope she will. Oh my gosh. You don't know me at all if you think that would happen. It's true, he was the first to be bombed. Or lost it. Oh no. Whatever, emo vibes. Not like I care. That's true, you'd only ever lose a VIP if it meant a green sword. Thank you very much. Am I paid? It's just setting up the green room. That's a great transition. Oh, I didn't know that, Barb. Lucky you. I can only get them at like ski hills and stuff like that. Olga, do you teach abstract? Kind of. I'll tell you about that in a second. I'll do my last step here. We are on the last step, so I'll get that out there just because we're 10 minutes past, and then we can talk a little more about everything and anything. So last step, everyone, is adding some snow in our winter section, of course. So all I did for that is I used the small round brush with white paint, and I just kind of piled up the snow on any branches I had. So even if branches are kind of going down or kind of going up, you can see I put some little piles on there. And a little feature I added was a few little icicles or just dripping snow just by trailing the snow off of a couple branches. And of course I added some falling snow because it looked a little empty without it, you know? There's not a lot of branches here. I thought falling snow would be a great addition. So of course the color we're using for all of those things is a nice white, titanium white. I like to pile it on my paintbrush here, and I kind of tap it on or smoosh it on. Smoosh, the very, very professional artistic term, smooshing the paint. But you can see kind of piling it, so I'm kind of pushing my bristles against the canvas, wiggling up and down as I go, sticking of course to the top side of the branch. It wouldn't cling to the bottom, it would cling to the top, of course. And I like the idea of making kind of like our clouds, how they get a little higher up in the middle like they're piling. I'll make this one a little higher so you can really see it, and then they kind of trail off on the edges, just nice and thin. So really any little crevices you want to fill up, that's what I'm doing. Again, piling that snow on, scooping on my brush, smooshing it on. You can see what I did there is I just kind of trailed it off the branch and then straight down in a nice little tip as if it's a little icicle or maybe just a little bunch of snow like about to fall or falling off. I only do that a couple times as to not overwhelm it. Just like the other seasons, you can maybe trail a little bit of snow into the fall, like some little frost starting to happen. Did a few extra icicles, I guess. Let's do one more. There we go. And for the falling snow, it's as simple as piling up the paint on your brush and tapping. You're just tapping the tip of the brush, and that gives some small little dots. So grabbing a big pile of paint, just tapping on and off. I'm not moving the brush at all, I'm just pushing it on, pulling it off. If you tap a little harder, you'll get a larger snowflake. If you tap a little lighter, it'll be smaller. And of course, the more paint you have on there, the larger it'll be as well. So you can see how I get a little smaller each time as I continue around the painting. And I keep reloading if I want some bigger flakes. And you can see that kind of fills up winter a little bit more because I think naturally you'll have less branches there because they're all ending on the right hand side. So just a nice little small addition. There we go. And that is that. I'm gonna double check because sometimes I forget things, but I don't think I did. Looks good. Again, I definitely skimped on a cloud or two, but otherwise all the steps are there. You can change as you wish. Of course, the bonus step, the final step, don't forget, sign your paintings. You're proud of your painting. If you're done your painting, maybe you're not done, I would save signing until you're done. I think it's a very satisfying last step. Quick little signature, and we're all good. It's just the final piece. It really tells you to stop. You can put your brush in your water and say, I am done, I am done. Okay, so now is the time where I am available to help. I'm available to chat. I say a couple closing announcements, so bear with me through that, and then I will catch up on all the comments and make sure we're all taken care of. So if anyone has questions, you can start typing them up now. I think we're probably good though because we didn't have any questions at the end there, but who knows. So I'll just, as usual, say thanks for coming, guys. Again, nice big group today. We're just bigger and bigger each time. It's very exciting. There's still like 85 of you on Facebook right now. There's like over 50 on Twitch. All of you together, big number. So thanks so much for joining me and all painting together today. Always very fun. If you're interested in my next tutorial, that will be this Friday at 8 p.m. EST. I'm trying to keep it pretty consistent now. Fridays at 8 p.m., Sundays at 7 p.m., but sometimes that changes, of course, but you'll always know when it does. And we're doing I honestly don't know if it's right here. I'm gonna get it. One sec. Oh, it's right here. We're doing this on Friday if anyone's interested. It's a nice beautiful pink flower with a cute pink little ladybug, which do exist in real life, by the way. I learned that for the first time last week. So yeah, this is our Friday painting. If you want to learn how to paint it just like I taught you today for this one, then you can join in Friday 8 p.m. EST on both Twitch and Facebook. Otherwise, I don't have a Sunday tutorial posted yet, but that should be done very, very soon, so you can check out that whenever you're ready. If you're finished your painting and you want to post a photo of the painting to share with everybody, to share with the world and with me, I recommend two spots. You can either go to the Facebook event page where you probably like RSVP to the event. I'm going to open it up for posting right after I'm done here so that you are allowed to post, because right now it says only moderators can post, etc. And that's just to prevent those scammer people from going in there and posting illegitimate links. So yeah, I'll open that up right when I'm done here, and then that way you can post all the photos that you want so we can see your beautiful painting. If you're on Twitch, thank you Life for the socials tag there. You can go to Discord or Facebook if you want, but I know you guys usually prefer Discord. There is an art share channel there as well. Someone again asked about tips, so thank you for asking. If you'd like to tip me today, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. These events are free and I do them with the intentions of not receiving tips, but if you'd like to tip me, Interac e-transfer link is there, so that's my email, erinbunpaints@gmail.com. That'll automatically be deposited into my bank account. You don't need to do any passwords or anything. And then there is also a PayPal link, whatever you prefer. But mostly I'm just psyched that you guys keep coming, so thanks for making the time to come and paint with me today. Yeah, they're there if you want them, but if not, that's cool too. And yeah, I'll just say once again, keep your eye on all the social medias, all of them I try and update the best I can in terms of my schedule, in terms of tutorials. I'll keep doing these tutorials a couple times a week. If you're interested in hanging out with me more, you can check me out on Twitch. I'm there like 5 times a week, like 5 to 6 hours a day. I don't know, it's like a full-time thing now. I'm there all the time. So if you just want to hang out and watch me paint or chat with all these fun people who are constantly chatting and I need to catch up on their chat with, you can come hang out with me on Twitch, twitch.tv/erinbunpaints. Again, it's a free live streaming platform for those who don't know, and I'm there all the time, hanging out, painting, and having fun, so feel free to join in. I'm gonna catch up on some comments here and make sure we're all good. Joan, thank you so much for the lesson. Love your teaching style. You're very easy to follow. I enjoy this. Looking forward to joining again sometime too. I'm looking forward to you joining in soon. Thank you so much, Joan, for your kind words and for coming. Oh, Olga, I didn't answer your question. I said that twice. I will answer your question. Do you teach abstract? Not really, Olga. I usually do very step-by-step, like predetermined designs, but I did do an abstract paint scraping lesson, and that is currently on my YouTube channel, and I will be doing a paint pouring lesson very soon as well, so you can check that out. Just watch the Facebook page and I will post about it very, very soon. You're welcome, Lynette. Wow, says Charlene. Thank you. Lynn, awesome. Can't wait to check out your other painting nights. Thank you so much. Lisa, thank you. Erin, see you Friday for the flower. I'll see you on Friday. Millie, thank you so much. Enjoyed it. You're welcome. Tiffany, you're welcome. Linda, you're welcome. Sharon, you're always welcome. Cheers to you. Yurika, thank you so much for teaching my 11-year-old daughter. It turned out amazing. You're welcome. Feel free to post the photos. I especially love the photos with your kids. They're so fun. We had beautiful ones for Mount Fuji. I saw a few people saying, here's my 11-year-old, here's my 13-year-old. And they were like, amazing. Amazing. They're just like extra impressive. So thanks. It's very cool that you're painting along with your daughter today. Thanks, Yurika, for coming. Pamela, thank you. Got some cute little emojis in there. Bunch of little flags and a happy face. Yeah, you're welcome, Pamela. And again, I'll just invite you, if you have any quick questions, feel free to send them over. I'll keep the video running for a little bit, and I'm going to catch up on Twitch chat here because they are just having a full conversation, which is fine. I'm just going to read through, make sure there's no questions here. Brittany, I really can't wait to see. Again, if you manage to get on Discord, you can post it there, but otherwise I'll watch for Facebook posting. What is this stream for? Oh, so I shouldn't mod you tomorrow like I was planning to? Question. No, again, that's doesn't happen. The diamond status thing. Yikes. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, Anna, for those wondering about butter tarts. We're just all about the Canadian foods. They're like mini pecan pies. That's delicious. It's a good way to say it. Yes, K9, I'd recommend looking them up and or finding one near you. Why is it right at the end? My eyes get so watery, they get irritated. I'm just so emotional. No, they're just irritated at the end. Oh, it's so embarrassing. Hold on. Oops. It's like a little something gets in there, it just goes nuts. Joanna, thanks so much. I enjoyed it. You're very welcome. Pamela, I didn't realize this was not Pacific time. Oops, no problem. It happens all the time. Sorry, I'm like half crying here, but I'm really not. It's just my eyes being watery. Pamela, this will be available right when I end the video in like a couple minutes. So if you wanted to paint tonight, then you'll be ready to go in a couple minutes. Otherwise, it'll be on YouTube in the next couple days. No worries, Bernadine. Do you have any questions I can help you with? I can help you catch up, but otherwise, if you know what to do, you can just take your time. And I'll see you Friday, of course. You're very welcome, as always. Archana, nice painting with you again. And you're welcome, Heather. I'm glad you enjoyed your nice morning painting tutorial session. Chantel, you're very welcome. I'm glad you love following along. I'm just so emotional. I'm not crying. Arjuna, you're so cute. Happy. Oh, thank you. I try. Just a little bit of happiness. That's all I care about. Just a little bit of something in this crazy world. That's if I can provide that, it's cool. You're welcome. Scoop and smoosh. I'm so behind. Joe, me too. Winter's my favorite season, but I think that's probably my favorite one right there. Tap, tap. Should we watch Happy Gilmore for our next movie? That would be fun. Thank you, K9. I'm glad you love it. I want jelly beans. Hype. You're welcome, Charlene. A lot of fun. See you on Friday. Love the flower. Thanks. You too. Have a great night. Oh, Joanne from... Yeah, okay. Oh, right. Okay. You've moved over here. Excellent. Well, extra welcome to you now that I know who you are. Joe Mama 4. I'm finally getting that all together. I was like, Joe Momo. Joe Mama 4. Well, welcome in. And I'm so glad your son liked the owl. That was such a precious moment. Yay! You too, Barb. I'll get to you guys. I'm halfway through the chat. Killing me. Oh, Twitch. Okay. All good, says Burning. Cool. Well, yeah, you know you can PM me if you have any questions, if you run into any, but I think you're probably good, it sounds like. And you're welcome, Susan. Still a wee bit spring, summer. All good. And you saw, like, the last few steps are pretty similar to each other, so just take your time. You can really take your time, get some clean leaves on there, add anything you want. Yeah. Take care. We'll paint again with you. Okay, Susan, I'll see you again. Tamara, you're welcome. And last call, Facebook, if you have any quick questions, let me know. Wood, you're just gonna talk the exact same way. You're not gonna change a thing, okay? And it's zooming. You sure can. I'll put on some special chats, okay? Whatever those functions are to make it slower and specials only, all that good stuff. No, Joe, no! No, keep it here because I don't want to miss out. Or else I'm just going to watch the Discord chat only. Yes, exactly. That's what I want. I want to do modes and stuff. Why you guys? It's not happening. It's not a thing right now. Or probably ever. It's never going to be zooming. It might be a little quicker, but not much. You're welcome, Joe Mom. Yeah, Joe Mama 4. I figured that out already. Can't wait till you do it. Yeah, send a photo when you're done. I'd love to see. You are, though, Grace. Grace, did you check? Surprise! Everyone's pointing out. Aw, that's nice. I have a question. Please tell me. Stop, you're making me die. Okay, Facebook, I see you quieted down. I see a lot of you are signing off, so I'm gonna end the chat before I start tearing up again from my irritated eyes. Thank you so much for coming, guys. I'll see you at the next tutorial, hopefully, if not another time. And until then, I'll enjoy seeing all your beautiful paintings on Facebook, okay? Okay, have a great rest of your Sunday and a great start to your week, and I'll see you at the end of the week, or before then if you want to join me on Twitch. Okay, bye!